Hello, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel, and today we are finally catching up to the manga series that I'm behind on. This is part 2 of this video. In part 1 of this video, I caught up to the series that are over on K-Manga. Today we will be tackling Shonen Jump. Part 1, kind of a long time ago, which means that there are more chapters for me to read in this video. So yeah, today we will be catching up to RuriDragon, Ichi the Witch, Kagurabachi, Akane-banashi, and Blue Box, which I believe is actually complete now. I know it was announced that it was ending, but I do think that that final chapter may actually be out at this point, so we may be finishing Blue Box today. Let's go ahead and pull up these series and just see how bad it actually is. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start with RuriDragon, which I believe I will be reading chapters 45 to 48 of, which is not bad at all. And RuriDragon follows their main character, Ruri, as she tries to live her normal day-to-day life after waking up one morning with dragon horns growing from the top of her head. So we're gonna start with the short one first, and then I will give you my thoughts once I have them. That went better than I expected it to. While I do really like this series, it's been a while since I've been like absolutely in love with it, and this was really the first time in a long time that I could see myself getting back to that place. I really like this new plot line, and we got a lot of scenes between Ruri and her mother, which is a relationship that I've always really loved in this series. I think it's really sweet. There were a lot of sweet moments, and I just like their dynamic. I also liked all the travel and the adventure and how it kind of plays off of the series' slice of life theme. We also got some actual action scenes in these chapters. I really like the way the art style combined with the action scenes, and it made me want to see the series do more of that. Yeah, these chapters, they had a lot of charm, there was some good comedy in there, and they just made me happy. And they made me really excited for the chapters that are coming up in this series. And for Kagurabachi, it looks like we are going to be reading chapter 113 to 125. Okay, so Kagurabachi, it follows our main character Chihiro, who is the son of a renowned swordsman, when he sets out on a mission with the last of his father's magical swords on a quest for revenge against a villainous group. And yeah, only part of that description really matters right now because we are doing a backstory, so we are focusing in a little bit more on the father. It's the start of a new arc. There is a lot of just like setup and explaining. It's very like Jujutsu Kaisen, and I haven't read as much of this, but I was getting a little bit of Hunter x Hunter 2 from the bit that I've read of that. This kind of like detailed, very explained setup isn't always my favorite thing in the world while I'm actively reading it, even though I can acknowledge that it's good, it's necessary, and in this case, it's both of those things. And it was also very much worth it for when everything started to get going and come together. It's been really exciting so far. I've enjoyed getting to see some of the characters that we haven't seen that much of yet, or even just the backstory of some of the characters that we already know. And I've enjoyed like the newer characters as well, and like the action scenes. There are a lot of like really tense moments and suspense and violence, and I've always thought that it's paired really well with the art style. That is also still the case here, and it just adds like more excitement to the whole thing. They had a little bit of comedy thrown in there as well, and yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this series right now. It makes me excited for future chapters. It makes me really excited for their anime adaptation, and I think that they have a really bright future ahead of them. That being said, I definitely felt the amount of chapters that was. I'm hoping one of these next series that I read goes a little bit faster, but it is what it is. I think we're gonna go to Ichi the Witch next. And Ichi the Witch takes place in a world where only women can be witches until one day an unsuspecting boy acquires their power. I will be reading chapters 72 to 90. Really starting to feel the length. That being said, throughout these chapters we wrapped up the previous arc and then started a new one as well. I wasn't super in love with the previous arc, so I was glad to see it wrap up. I'm good with how it wrapped up. I think the new arc had a little bit of a slower start, but it had a point where it really did start to take off for me. I think the new characters, I think the new relationship dynamics that were implemented are interesting. There's fun new characters, there's a fun new villain. As per usual, the art style was gorgeous. I really liked a lot of the comedy as well. I do still think that I've maybe liked some of the things that they've done in the past more, but I think this one has a lot of potential. I do like the way that it's expanded upon the series as a whole so far too. So that leaves us with Akane-banashi and Blue Box. I am going to do one of two things. I am either going to come back and do this again a different day, or we're going to cut here. I'm gonna knock them both out, and when you see me again, I'll have a review for both. Not sure which one yet, but it will probably be something like that. Okay, so it is now day 2. I just caught up to Akane-banashi, and this series follows our main character who dives into the world of Rakugo in order to chase her dreams of becoming the highest rank that she can, and avenge her father who was expelled from the Rakugo world when she was younger. And yeah, 196 to 215, I was fully immersed throughout the entire thing. I love the competition that was present in these chapters, and I basically got the full thing from beginning to end, which I was not expecting, but that definitely worked out. And they take us through 2 versions of the same story, and something that I've always loved about this series is how it portrays who's doing well and like the power that each character holds. And it fully felt like how immersed I was in each story was intentional, and it allowed me to not only like see and understand the winner more clearly, but also the differences and the different weights that each performance held. So the final result and ending critiques made sense with my own reading experience. We also got a lot of new backstory and growth for a character that's been around for a really long time. So that was also really cool because I like him more now. Like, I've never felt emotionally connected to him until right now. So yeah, these were incredible chapters, and now let's go ahead and move on to Blue Box. Not gonna lie, I am feeling like more than a little bit emotional about this right now, but I am gonna try not think about it too hard so I can get through this review without like sobbing. But Blue Box follows our main character who is a badminton player, and he falls for a girl on the basketball team who inspires him to try to get to nationals. I read chapters 232 to 250. 250 is the final chapter, hence all of the emotion, but it's also this series' fault that the emotion is here because they definitely had like a lot of nostalgia involved. That's both within these final chapters of the manga, since there are like major graduation and coming of age themes present here, but also just for myself, this is a series that I've been reading the longest out of all of the series that I'm caught up to. In a way, this is a series that really got me into reading a lot of manga, and these final chapters were obviously a lot about Batman. And I loved how this series talked about hanging in there when faced with failure. I also loved the moments that we got in between the main couples, and really just the characters as a whole. There are a lot of relationships at play here. We got a new backstory as well too that I really like, and I left this series so excited for the future of the characters, but also so sad that I'm not going to be able to like read it for myself. And I loved the coming of age themes. I felt every bit of that nostalgia. In the past, I usually have ended series, like even some of my favorite series in this entire world, kind of feeling like something was missing from the final chapters, but that's not really the case with this one. I feel like I got a complete story here. And yeah, that's it. That's it for this series. I did review it a little while ago if you want like my full in-depth thoughts about it. Up until that point, I don't think it's like too far away from where we are now. I've also talked about the anime a handful of times on this channel as well. But yeah, that is it. I've done it. I am caught back up. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer a question that'll be around here if you want to do that. And hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye.